Aloha, everyone in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we are in store for an amazing treat. We have an awesome special guest who's going to be talking with us today about breaking free from imposter syndrome. So, first of all, Linda, thank you so much for being here with us today. So
It's
happy to have you.
my pleasure, Heather. Lovely to be here with you.
Yes. Oh, thank you. And I'm going to let them know a little bit about you. But first, let me share what is the purpose of the show. The purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving success in your business and life harmony, because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is possible to work smarter, stress less, strengthen our relationships, and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. So let me let you know about Linda. Linda Benz is a speaker and leadership guide who helps entrepreneurs break free from imposter syndrome and discover their unique energy blueprint so they can step confidently into their expertise. Through her work, she helps businesses owners deepen their self-awareness, recognize their true value, and guide and build businesses that align with who they truly are. Her approach focuses on helping entrepreneurs move beyond self-doubt still so that they can lead with clarity, confidence, and authenticity. Thank you so much, Linda. This is for your service to the world. This is something that we all really can use and value and have here. And it's so needed. And your name for your company, y'all know I'm all about harmony. The name of her company is Harmony Inside and Out. So yes, y'all can see how we are aligned so well. So Linda, tell us, why is this topic something that's so important?
Well, I think it's important because, especially for women, I'm going to say, men as well, but I think especially for women is because so often we are living somebody else's agenda, somebody else's blueprint. We're forcing them to ourselves to fit into other people's expectations. And we become filled with self-doubt. I find that so many women have no idea who they really are, of their true power, of their just how much they have to offer. They second guess themselves, they doubt themselves and question themselves and worry about is this what's right for me? Am I doing the right thing? Am I, helping people in the right way? We always worry about, we have this sense of perfectionism very often. So, and I speak as someone who has had a journey of moving from really heavy, deep-seated imposter syndrome, and coming through that and out the other side. It's not a nice way to live, in that state of perpetual self-doubt. So I think many of us have it to different degrees. Some of us are really living with the belief that we're not good enough, and any minute now everyone's going to find out. And then others have it sort of quietly in sort of small ways, perhaps. But I think many of us have some level of imposter syndrome going on.
Oh, this is so good. Thank you so much for sharing that, because as you were talking, I was thinking about how, our identity, especially as women, they shift depending on as we get married, as we have kids, as we do our business. Then it's all of this like clutter and noise. So it's hard. So that imposter syndrome, kind of gets amplified. And I heard an interesting statistic a couple of weeks ago that 70% of people actually struggle with imposter syndrome. So it's like so much more common than not, right?
Yes, yes, it really
Okay.
is, and it's kind of shocking. Even people you look at and you think, "Oh, gosh, they've got it all. They're really successful. They've got everything's working out for them." You'd be amazed at how insecure some of those people feel as well. So yeah, there's a lot of it going around.
Oh, this is so good. And I do have one more question about this is like how does it show up or how does it, and I love that you work with business owners and entrepreneurs. How does it show up in like our business and our being of service? Like what are some of the challenges that it can bring that we may like not even be aware of like the signs?
Well, I think how do you know whether this is going on for you? I would say, one of the questions I often ask people is when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Do you feel energized? I'm really ready to take on the day and I'm excited about what the day is going to bring. Or are you just kind of, so just going through the motions, Or do you feel that you dread starting the day? You know, that will give you a lot of clues about what's going on for you internally, how you are feeling about yourself and about your life. If you wake up feeling energized and can't wait to get started in the morning, chances are you don't really have much imposter syndrome going on. You're confident about yourself and about what you do, and that's fantastic. But if you don't, if you're just going through the motions, then I would really encourage people to be honest with themselves and ask themselves the question, what is going on in my life that's working really, really well, and what do I feel is not really a fit for me anymore, perhaps. And sometimes we struggle because we get stuck in this idea of, well, that's what I've always done, so maybe that's what I should always do. But life
Mm,
is not like that. We change and grow, and our situations change, and we need to flow with that. And it's when we don't
nice.
and we try to hang on to the past, or who we feel we used to be, we will struggle, and it'll be very difficult, and you won't want to get out of bed in the morning.
Well, that's such a great question. How do you feel when you get up in the morning and
Mm.
notice that range, noticing what parts of are things are working for you, what parts are calling for a transition. So that's such a great awareness. Okay, so now we got hopefully a lot of this understanding about imposter syndrome and what's going on. Now, can you share with us what are some tips or strategies or something that we can be able to do about it, to support ourselves?
Yeah, well, it all comes down to self-awareness, and we think we know ourselves, and really we don't. Once you start really digging a little deeper, I often find that what people thought was right for them, or what they thought they wanted or needed in their life, is not really it. So they're putting energy into the wrong things. So it has to start with self-awareness, because you can't change what you're not aware of. And so how do we become more self-aware? We start paying attention. And the
Okay.
easiest way, your body is giving you signals all the time. The easiest way is to notice, when do I feel good? What was going on? Now I'm feeling really good right now. What am I doing? I'm really enjoying this. Or is it the people I'm with? What is happening that I'm feeling really good? Or if that shifts and now you start to think, oh well, now I'm feeling kind of depressed. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. What just happened? What was the trigger? Just that
Hmm.
gentle self-inquiry, and it's not with an agenda. It's just starting to pay more attention to yourself. Notice when your thoughts are going out of control, and then ask yourself, are these thoughts taking me in the direction I want to go? Are they supporting me? Or are they keeping me stuck or putting me in a direction that I don't want to go? So it's that developing that self-awareness. And so it's really about paying attention. And if you can keep a little notebook with you, that's even better, because you can start to write down what was happening when you felt good, what was happening when you didn't feel good, what were your overriding thoughts, all those kinds of things. Pay attention to how you feel, and that will give you a lot of information.
I love
That's
that.
always the starting point. Once you become aware, then you start to recognize and start to know, okay, what needs to change in my life?
Okay. Okay, cool. So self-awareness, paying attention, even having a notebook so you can be an awareness of those like those nuances on what made you feel good, what didn't, and what was happening. And then you just said that now that we have self-awareness, what would be the next thing to um like what is another tip or strategy or something that can support us in and
One of the things
taking you on
I
this
like
mission.
to, yeah, one of the things I like to do is, let's say you find yourself in a difficult situation, or you find yourself frustrated with something, or something is not working out the way you want to, or you're not getting the clients you want, or your business isn't growing in the way you want. Whatever the challenge is that you're experiencing, um, ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this situation? Try to see the situation as a gift that's telling you something about yourself. And maybe it's that you need to move in a slightly different direction. Maybe that it's that you're giving too much and that's at the expense of yourself. Whatever it is, and just ask yourself the question. I love self-inquiry because people used to say when I was first beginning my journey of self-growth, self-improvement, all of that, people used to say, well, all the answers are inside of you. And I used to think, that's really good, but how do
How
I
do I
access
get
those
them?
answers? How do I get them out? Well, this is how you start to ask yourself gently ask yourself these questions. Not and don't expect an answer like that. Just allow the answers to unfold, and they will. The insights will come to you. The right people will come to you. You might be drawn to a book to read or an article to read or something. You will be pointed in the direction that will give you the answers that you need if you gently ask yourself these questions. This isn't working out. So, what's this showing me about myself and my life right now? What can I learn from this? And then
Hmm.
when I learn that, I can move on. I don't need this situation anymore. I've got a difficult person. What do I need to learn from this person? What are they showing me about myself? Because I guarantee you, once you learn what it is you need to learn, you won't need that difficult person or that kind of situation anymore. So learn to pay attention to yourself, how you feel, and learn to gently ask yourself what this situation or this person is here to teach you. And that's when the answers will start to come out.
Oh my goodness. So incredible. So we got self-awareness, then it's all about self-inquiry
Mhm.
and really leaning into those difficult situations and understanding, what is it there to teach you? What is it bringing that awareness? Because when we get the lesson or the learning, we don't really need to repeat the lesson.
Exactly, exactly. And you will continue to repeat the lesson until you are willing to look at what it's here for. It's in your life for a reason. It's that whole concept of instead of seeing life happening to me, this is something that's happening to me, this is happening for me. So if it's happening for me, what is it telling me? What do I need to learn?
Okay. Awesome. Anything else that comes to mind that you want to be able to share even about this and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, the interesting thing about this is, and I do very much understand this, but people would rather, they're looking for an external solution, right? They'd rather look for somebody to give me the answer, the strategy, the tip, the technique, tell me what to do to change this situation in my life. And so we look outside ourselves, and trust me, I did this plenty of times over the years. We look outside ourselves for an answer, something that will give us the key, the answer to change whatever it is we want to change. Instead, if we turn that around and instead of looking for the answer out there, look for it in here. That's going to move you
Mm.
through any situation far quicker than anything else. Are there times when you need support? Absolutely. Go and get support, but don't look for somebody else to fix something for you. Get guidance, get support, get somebody to lead you and show you, but trust yourself. And once you
Oh,
start to do
so
that and
good.
recognize you do have those answers in you and just that gentle inquiry and that paying attention, that's what's going to move you forward.
And I love this because what is interesting is that it's like the first thing that you shared about self-awareness, which leads to self-inquiry, which now as you're talking about guiding it into self-trust,
Mm.
right? And then
Yeah,
that from, I always talk about winning your inner world to master your outer world.
yeah,
That's where that true entrepreneurial freedom from the inside out comes from. It's like you
is
know who you are,
yeah,
you can enjoy where you're going,
yeah.
creating a beautiful business that aligns so well.
Well, there's a quote, I think it's by Tony Robbins, and he says, "Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure." And that
Mm,
that quote has stayed with me because we pursue success, and I talk a lot about self-led leadership, right? We pursue success, but it's often at the cost of ourselves, right? We don't have we achieve the goal, we get to where we said we wanted to go, but we don't have that sense of fulfillment. And that's what we want to achieve. We want that success and the fulfillment. And we can only do that when what we're doing, what we're putting our energy and our thoughts and our time and our money into is exactly what's a fit for us. And the only way we can know that is to deeply know ourselves.
oh,
Nobody else can
so
tell you
amazing.
that.
No, they
Other
cannot.
people can help you bring that out of yourself to discover that for yourself, but nobody can tell you that. You have to
Well,
find that out for yourself. So, and you, as you're doing this self-inquiry, you might be guided to go and work with someone, to work with a coach or a mentor or somebody, because that's the right person for you. And that's what's right for you in this moment. But you drive that. It's not somebody else telling you what to do. It's you driving it. It's okay. I know I need support in this, and this is the right person for me.
and what's
So,
really cool is we take that step out of wisdom, and then that
yes,
step is totally right for all parts of us.
yes, exactly.
Ah,
I
how
knew
this is
you'd get
so amazing, Linda. How can we continue this journey with you? Do you have like a free gift or something that you can be able to share with us?
I do. Well, I actually have an imposter syndrome quiz, so you can see
Ah,
where you are, what level of
okay.
imposter syndrome you might have going on at the moment. Again, and I do that. I like people to take the quiz because it's the first step in awareness. First step is awareness. And if you find you have a little bit of this going on, then you start paying attention to that. And if you find that you have really a lot of that going on, it's really deep seated, then you might want to reach out for some support. And I have other resources that can help. But that's a great starting point to help you learn more about yourself and then, decide how you want to move forward with that gentle self-inquiry to see what's next for you.
Perfect. Everyone who is listening, I will put that link. The link is in the show notes down below. So go ahead and click that link so you can take this amazing quiz and see on that spectrum of where you are on imposter syndrome. Thank you so much for that beautiful gift, Linda.
You're very welcome.
How can we like what would be like based on everything that you shared with us, what would be like the biggest takeaway that you want to leave us with today?
Learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. Don't look for the answers outside. Go within. And whenever you experience self-doubt, that's a message to you to pay attention.
Okay.
Where am I doubting myself? What's going on here? What do I need to learn? This is how you learn to really trust and value yourself.
Oh, so good. And everyone who's listening in Another Level Living Land, we want to hear your wisdom too. Let us know what is the biggest takeaway from Linda's message and put that in the comments down below so we can hear your wisdom as well. Linda, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence here today. This has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
thank you, Heather. It's been absolutely my pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Everyone, let this message marinate into your mind, body, and soul. Now, you've had this awareness that this is something that is a very common thing. You probably know a lot of people who also struggle with imposter syndrome. And what does this do? It can allow us to have more ease, grace, and flow and mercy for ourselves, and also more ease, grace, and flow for other people. So if you were impacted by this message, go ahead and share this message out to other people and give them that gift as well. And we look forward to seeing you here again for another episode of Freedom Fridays next week. And have an amazing day, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.